How's it, cuz? It's time to Vala'au with me, Mr. Vala'au Dickie Chang. Join us as we meet your uncles, your aunties, your brothers, your sisters, your brothers, sisters, uncles, cousins, neighbors, grandmother, all the Ohana. We'll take you to breathtaking places you've never been. Meet famous people you've never seen. Kick back and cruise, you know the rules.
Vala'au, the day has to end. I'm so happy we made new friends. We'll meet tomorrow, same time, same place. Looking forward to see your smiling face. Vala'au, the day has to end. I'm so happy we made new friends. We'll meet tomorrow, same time, same place. Looking forward to see your smiling face. Vala'au, 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 Vala'au.
Aloha Kauai, mahalo nui loa, and thank you for joining us this week in yet another exciting and informative episode of Vala'au. I'm Dickie Chang. It's been approximately 1 year since the passing of our very dear friend and a legend here on our Guardian Island of Kauai, legend extraordinaire as far as local television was concerned. Everybody knows Mr. James Kennedy, affectionately known to all of us on Kauai as JK. We're going to relive the life of JK, and of course, we have an opportunity. Last week, we aired the legendary, late great Brother Israel Kamaka Viva Ole. Everybody tell me, brother, when are you going to air Brother Is once again? Well, guess what? Kick back, relax. Here is Brother Israel Kamaka Viva Ole, approximately 1995.
How's it? What's up?
Brother Is, so tell us a little bit about, many of us know about your musical talents. You've been sweeping hokus, you've been writing CD after CD. Tell us a little bit about Israel Kamaka Viva Ole, as far as the person Israel is. How old are you and where are you originally from?
Okay, basically, I'm from my mother's stomach, and I'm old enough, and what's the other one? Nah, I'm still alive. How's that? Who? I just came out of the sick house, but I had a little bit bronchitis, pneumonia, but a little loud does it. Hamura tikera kino, pau.
But you know what, you actually do a regular routine as far as exercise is concerned, though.
I wouldn't say regular, mostly irregular. You know, sometimes in the pool, go swim like that. But you know, sometimes I don't do nothing at all. I just cruise.
And you know, earlier today, your friend David came by to stop by to drop off some food, and we had talked a little bit about, as far as a special diet is concerned. Tell us a little bit about that particular conversation.
Okay, basically, Dave Tasaka is a real good brother. He's a doctor for the Mana'o, because he's a private contract. You know, people, Kaiser Hospital, whatever, other kind of organizations hire him to hold seminars or classes on weight reduction. And it's basically from the Mana'o to the food, because it takes three things. It takes will, which comes from the Mana'o, and then it takes the food, the me'ai, what you go inside, and then take exercise. The three things right there, boom, guarantee you lose weight.
Now, you know, throughout the course of the day, while you're here thinking, something that's very impressive is the fact that, you know, your mind is constantly, thinking productivity, thinking along the lines of the business world. And I think...
Sometimes thinking nothing at all, bro. Most time I think maybe. Nah.
And, you know, one of the things I think that many people will find very impressive is that, for that matter, you tend to read a lot of books, and you do read on a very, very daily basis.
Yeah, well, pretty much, I'll read something every day. You know, everything. Maybe I read the Bible, or I read stuff about, about the culture, our stuff, as far as our ancestors and stuff, and or read the newspaper, or read books about cybernetics, stuff will make you look towards the future. But no look back. Just keep Imo. Mamo Imo. Mamo is back. Yeah, Imo is for it.
You know, and a lot of the books that you have been reading that we saw were a lot of Hawaiian books as far as your culture is concerned.
Yeah.
Are you pure Hawaiian?
I'd like to think so. But yeah, I get more Hawaiian than I do Japanese. But I get Japanese too, and my kai. My father, you'd think my father was the pure Hawaiian, but my father I get really Japanese.
And as far as Kamaka Viva Ole is concerned, is there a
Vivo.
Kamaka Viva Ole?
Vivo. It's a Viva. It's a milk, bro.
As long as Israel Kamaka Vivo Ole is concerned, is there a little translation to your name?
Yeah, well, Kamaka Vivo Ole is the fearless eyes, you know? But as guys like be poetic, cause can. So you can say on fearless eyes or the eyes that fear not. Cockeye.
Now, brother is, what inspires your music as far as, does it take you a long time to think of what you are wanting to sing, or does it just come out?
It just come out, but it just comes out. No think, no more time for think. It just happens.
And as far as, performing is concerned, were there any musicians, not only Hawaiian musicians, but just musicians, whether they be folk or rock and roll, was there anyone that particularly sticks out as far as the type of music that you liked?
Folk. What that? That folk is like, okay. Yeah, are you talking to the guys that come from America? I was gonna say mainland, but this is the mainland. That's America. The upper US. Okay. Those guys. Tree Dog Night, Deep Purple, War, Steppenwolf, who those guys are? What their name, bro? You know the guy? Hey. You know the one he need to sing that guy. Me and there you go, cuz. There you go. What the song she sing? Me and Bobby McGee. I was gonna say Bobby McGee's, but right. Yeah, that one he she Don Henley, all you guys, America, all you guys.
Yeah, great. Now tell us a little bit about your music career. How long have you been playing music? And tell us a little bit about the original band, the Makaha Sons of Ni'iho.
Okay, well I've been playing music ever since I was born. Soon as I came out of my mother's stomach, boop. I was like, turn the station KCC. Can I borrow an ukulele? Nah. Please. Nah. But yeah, I've been playing music. I started playing music in front of people when I was 11 years old. My brother Skippy had a couple friends was playing on the catamaran cruises, the iconic catamarans. Had the Ale Ale Kai 5, the iconic 1, 2. I think only had 2, I think. 1 and 2, I think only had 2. And he needed somebody else for filling one night, so one cruise, so he asked me if I wanted to go. I said, shoot. But before that, he never let me come because he had a couple guys playing with him. I used to tell the guys, junk, bro, I blow them away. But my brother used to be pissed off with me, but this one time he asked me for come, I went. 11 years old, but my first paycheck was $73. I was stoked.
For a one-night gig?
One crack on that, bro. Went in, came out, $73. Had to take out tax, but never had to take out tax. I scored a whole 100, bro. But I was stoked already. So I used to go every post school, baseball practice, go home an hour, grab the borrowed ukulele, boom, in a car, going down Kiwalos, cuz. Singing Hokey Pokey to all the Buddha heads, cuz.
And you talk a little bit about your brother Skippy.
Yeah.
What was your relationship like with your brother Skippy?
Oh, good, great.
Was he always looking after his small brother and yourself?
But everybody's trying to get rid of Israel. Everybody's trying to get rid of Israel. But yeah, well, me and my brother was tight. We was real close. I like to say we were real close, but like any other brother kind, small kind. I can't beat it, get the hell out of here, kind. But right there, type of fight. I'm right there fighting my brother's battles.
Now, right now, as far as your everyday life is concerned, what do you do on a daily basis?
Nothing. Now I stay home. Stay home on here. I either doing what my job entails, which is signing the CD covers. So when we go do autograph sessions, we take the blank one, we give them the sign on. All we gotta do is personalize them. So basically that's what I do. Stay home and then figure out what's gonna be the next project, you know, or what music or something. Because my job basically is to stay well and go out and perform and help instill positive Kuleana into the next Kanaka I said they're watching, or the Kamali coming up.
Now, you know, when you talk a little bit about signing autographs and doing autograph sessions for your CDs, something that was very touching and thrilling for the island of Kauai residents, you were there recently at Borders Books and Music, and you were supposed to sign autographs for 1 hour. You ended up staying there on your own time for over 2 hours and literally adorned and humored your hundreds and hundreds, if not upwards to thousands of fans there in Kauai.
Hundreds and thousands. I don't know, cause me, as long as you know, I stay comfortable, I get the pins, and nobody acts stupid, I'm cool, bro. I stay there as long as it takes. But soon somebody gets stupid, they need cracks, up out, you know. But that's straight. I'm telling you guys right now. I don't mind. It's not a problem. It's not a problem, bro. Serious. To me, making my kai for everybody feel my kai is worth more to me than all the money. The money don't mean nothing. I'm serious. I would give them away in a drop of a hat.
You know, when you talk about the people that you know, a lot of your fans on Kauai, you are going to be coming over and helping out the Hawaiian kids there, Punana Leo, coming up this Sunday, June 11th, Kamehameha Day at the Hyatt Regency Kauai. You got a lot of roots, not only on the island of Kauai, but also on the island of Ni'ihau.
Oh, I get roots, toots, oots, and manuts all over. Yeah, my family, my grandpa, my great-great-grandpa, he's one of the main guys from the church of Ni'ihau. But as we all know, the Robinsons own the island. But that's all right. It's okay. We love howlies too. Every good Hawaiian family should have at least one howlie friend. Just happened. My kupunas had the Robinsons for good howlie friends. They own the island. That's all right. My kai. Even though you don't let me go over there go film Christmas special. Maybe you're watching this because this Christmas can.
Now, you know, as far as coming on over to the island of Kauai, what does the island of Kauai mean to you when you come and visit?
Iliki. Nah, Kauai is it's kind of like Smoky Time. I used to go with my grandpa, because I stayed on Ni'ihau till I was about 4 years old. Then my grandpa brought me home because I had to go to school for learning how to talk English, American, proper grammar. As you guys can see, probably never worked. But I can speak both ways because he's a slacky and a iki and a jiki and all the keys in between. But yeah, Kauai is special to me because I'm close with my ohana in Pakala, Kekaha, you know. I get ohana on the North Shore too, and I just close to the family. I just feels good. Kinda, you know, I'm close to them. It's pathetic, and I like them be like that. I'm close to them. I love them to the max. calling. Gotta get the remote. Perfect timing. The point.
We're back, Hawaii, and for those of you that's just been joining us, we've with very popular singer-songwriter and composer, Mr. Israel Kamaka Vivaole. Israel, we talked a little bit about your life here in Honolulu. How do you like living in all the hustle and bustle of Honolulu?
Good, bro. It's great. It's geographically, it's close to everything. The recording studio, bank, gigs, everything is. It's really cool. I live right in the middle of all these concrete canyons, cuz.
You know, when you talked about the concrete canyons, one of the songs that you wrote was Hawaii 78, I believe, and that talked a little bit about the kings and queens, if they were to come back and see, you know, basically concrete canyons growing out of the streets. What inspired that particular song, and what does that song at this present time mean to you?
First of all, I never write them. We never write the song. That's all right. You never know. I'm going to tell you now. Tell everybody else too. Mickey Iwane wrote this song, Hawaii 78. Him and his brother Skip from the Big Island King's Landing. The Iwane brothers wrote Hawaii 78. They recorded it first, and then Makaha Sons of Niihau recorded it second, and then I recorded it third. And I recorded on my Facing Future, used it as a sound bed for One Talk Story, and then did the whole song. By doing this song, you know, it inspires and also gives other Hawaiians perseverance, bro, to holomua, bro, you know, keep going forward for what we all believe in, which is being recognized as a sovereign native Hawaiian, American, whatever nation, as a whole nation, you know. Some guys, you know, would, you know, I better not say, I might hear somebody, but maybe they don't want to go see them. Because me, I don't care. Nah. But anyway, that's what the song is. It gives me, as myself, and I guess other people too, the perseverance to move forward with Hawaiianness, with kindness, aloha, you know, humility, all that kind in between, you know. That's what Hawaii 78 is. And the brothers Iwane wrote this song. Don't forget it. You guys too. But just last year, Brother Miki Iwane did the ultimate thing as a brother, was he would give me the song as on Makana, bro. He gave me the song. He said, brother, this is for you. Huh? I said, yeah, this is for you, Makas. So, Brother Miki, mahalo kas, kupono, everything, mahalo.
And you know, Brother Is, for the few minutes that we've been speaking with you, I think the consensus of the audience is the fact that there is a serious side to you, especially when you're, you know, talking about your culture and the Hawaiianness. But there's also a jovial kid side as far as just fun and living life is concerned. How would you describe Brother Is?
Not the jovial, cause Jovial Fernandez. I went to school with them, cause nah. Actually, Brother Is, I'm just you know, I'm like everybody else. When I'm happy, I'm glad. When I'm sad, I'm bad. You know, just like everybody else, same thing. But you know, I figure no sense be negative, bro. Okay? Hawaiian philosophy now. Right brain, left brain. Okay? You gotta get them. Akao, hema, manao. Okay? Right brain, positive. Left brain, negative. So we rather live in the positive than swim in the negative, because. But, you know, Hawaiian manao, Hawaiian ways, integrate the two, bro. Make kupono, kas. I learned all this a couple years ago from Manlakai, one kupuna. Easy, bro. No need read them in the books, just voila like this. This kind of stuff work. Baka go straight inside the manao, like the computer net, cause we get the Kanaka computer net, bro. That's what it's about.
Sincerely, thank you for taking the time out and especially giving us the opportunity to get to know all the assets and all the sides of Israel. Kamaka Vivo Ole.
Right on, bro. That's good. Mahalo. Shigazolia, cuz. Aloha.
Aloha.
Yee. Walao action.
Thank you, Brother Iz. Stay tuned. When we come back, a legend here in our Garden Island Kauai as far as television is concerned, Mr. James Kennedy, affectionately known to all of us as Brother JK.
Healthier is quality care close to home. Healthier is state-of-the-art facilities and the largest and best team of doctors on Kauai. It's specialty care and caring in a special way. Healthier is Kauai's only comprehensive bone and joint center with expertise in joint replacement, hands, feet, ankles, and sports medicine. Wilcox Health, creating a healthier Hawaii.
Aloha, this is Chantal Zarba with the Kauai Lifeguard Association, here to talk to you about the Fifth Wave celebration happening at the beautiful Kauai Marriott. Mark your calendars because July 27th, we're going to be having the Fifth Wave celebration, and the theme this year is Kauai's Lifeguards, Guards for Life. The event includes dinner, a concert, and a salute to our lifeguards, plus more. Your support is greatly appreciated. We'll have different opportunities for you and different levels of sponsorships. Visit our website, kawailifeguards.org, for more information about our sponsorship levels. This year's lineup of entertainment will feature slack key guitarist Makana. Also, Nohelani Cipriano's Hawaiian Jazz Jam. You don't want to miss this event. All of the Kauai Lifeguard Association's wave celebrations have sold out, so make sure you book soon. Please help Kauai Lifeguard Association save lives on Kauai. Mahalo Kauai for letting me share with you Kauai Lifeguard Association's Fifth Wave celebration happening July 27th, Kauai Marriott in the beautiful Grand Ballroom. We'll hope to see you there.
Welcome back, Kauai, and we hope that you enjoyed this beautiful segment of the legendary Brother Israel is Kamaka Vivo Ole. Approximately a year ago, a very dear friend of ours and an icon here as far as local television is concerned is James Kennedy. Everybody knows James Kennedy as JK. Sad but true, he was planning to actually retire, got stricken with a disease and did not live his retirement. However, about a year ago, suddenly he had passed in our Garden Island Kauai. You all know JK, you all love JK. I had an opportunity when I realized that he was sick to actually sit at his bedside to talk through with JK. Here's the story, and here's our very dear friend and well missed, our beloved James Kennedy, JK.
I got some kind of cough back about 6-7 months ago, but I thought it was just a bronchitis that I've got, but apparently it's turned into something more worse that I didn't find out about until just about a couple of months ago, maybe less. And so now it's gotten to the point where I just got to take life one day at a time, and I'm happy with that, you know.
You know, many long-time local Kauai residents, or those that have been here, transferred from the mainland, Kama'aina for come 30, 40 years. They recognize you, certainly not just on the radio, but most recently for the past, really upwards to 30 years on television.
Yeah, the TV made itself available, that thanks to Patrick Doherty, who was running Channel 15, Island Television. And he gave me a chance to do a show on his Channel 15, which we did. And of course, when I was on the radio, I started the classifieds on Kong, and so I just took the classifieds with me on the TV. And it, you know, that helps to get people to watch. They like to see all the new stuff coming in and all. So that was one of the foundations of success of the show, was the classifieds.
You know, and I always used to think, and I know that you did it as a community service, and I knew it because you always would thank your sponsors. But that was pretty wild because everybody can do pretty much everything unclassified, and you never did charge anybody a dime.
Oh, no. You know, it's free because it benefited me as well as benefiting them, because people looked at the classifieds to see what's on, and then on the same other hand, they bought what they saw, and so that benefited everybody. It was a full around win-win situation on that.
You know, I remember, of course, Patrick Doherty. You eventually broke off and you did things yourself. But to me, the interesting story about this that a lot of people don't know unless they're in television, when you're pointing the camera, you're shooting the camera, you're the talent on the camera, you're selling sponsorships for the JK show. It's a tough, miraculous, thankless, crazy one-man show gig. Is that a good way to describe that?
Yeah, you're doing everything, everything. And, you know, you just got to try to stay one step ahead. But, you know, after a while you get used to it and can manage it. Or you can talk your way out of it at least.
You know, and one of the things that I would like to humbly let the Kauai audience know, there's not a lot of local producers on the island of Maui, for example, for the Big Island, for Molokai, not even on Oahu. So the things that the Kauai residents were able to see via local television was something that I don't really realize that they knew what they were able to see because they were pioneers. And I say that humbly, including yourself, which I consider an icon.
Yeah, we were kind of first on the ground with local television, you know, really local TV. And the fact that Kauai is small, the word got around. And there for the longest time, we only covered half the island because being with Patrick, he was only on Garden Island. But then after a while, seemed like forever, we finally got picked up by Kauai Cable, and then we got island-wide, and as it has been since then.
I remember those days well, and many of your biggest supporters or many of the biggest fan base were things that you knew the people really liked and enjoyed was, of course, Kauai's natural beauty. But I remember your race tracks, your races, the Kauai races, of course, all the fishing and weigh-ins and you know, the hunting tours that you take everybody. Up until recently, you still went out into the wilderness and the wild and fed wild pigs. Tell us about that story.
Oh yeah, well, like that time I was sitting in the woods. It was real hot and everything, and I was there for about 10, 15 minutes, and then I looked across me, and right there was a big, huge boar, about 150, 200 pounds, just looking at me. And so I looked down, and then I looked back up, and I learned a trick a long time ago. You might want to try it with your dog too. Sometimes you look them, and you blink, and you look, and then you blink again. And when they blink back, that means you got their full attention, you know, undivided. And that same when I applied for the pigs. And I applied that to the pigs, and that's how I got in with the pigs like that, even the wildest pigs. It would take a while, maybe a couple of weeks before you could actually, they'd come up to you and you could pet them, but eventually it got to that where I could scratch them and pet them, and only one-on-one too, just me by myself, because I didn't want to bring anybody else in, because back in those days, you know, what you see is what you take. You know, those guys would come in there and they'd take them.
You spent your early years in Florida, Jacksonville, Cocoa Beach, what have you. And it's interesting because while you were in Jacksonville being a hot DJ jock, young teenager, cameraman, editor Bruce Smalling was one of your listeners on your radio station. And how wild is that you ended up to Kauai via the Big Island, and Bruce ended up over here via Vegas or Guam or wherever, and yet he remembered you because you were on the radio and then you were on the television. And how ironic that when you folks were the pioneers of TV, you started dropping out names like Dick Argus or Bill Harkins or Patrick Doherty or the Bill Wallaces of the world. You mentioned Adam House, Katie Beer, Bruce Smalling, Sophie Partita, Lee Cataluna, even Ed Cahe. I mean, those were like the uncharted waters, like pretty much to the max.
The beginnings, yeah, and it's and it evolved from that into what it is now. Oh yeah, we were pretty primitive back in those days, you know. But what it's evolved in now is almost too technical for me. That's why I'm just kind of getting ready to bail out, because excuse, I'd have to learn computer and all this other, and I never did know computer that much, so it's a good time to bail out and retire now, you know, and enjoy life while I can.
I can imagine that everybody said, JK, remember when? Or JK, remember this? Or JK, remember that? That's got to be a great feeling, huh?
Oh, yeah, especially when they, you know, can recall particular instances, you know, and Sometimes I don't even recall it until about the day or two afterwards. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that guy now. But yeah, it's, you know, you have a real influence on people when you're on the TV without even knowing it, you know. It's just suddenly, oh, wow, I didn't know that, you know.
And I'm sure they all kind of think, wow, that's my long lost friend, because everybody's seeing you on a daily or weekly basis, and yet you go out on the street and they said, oh, that's my good buddy, or that's my brother, and you never seen them once in your life. Huh?
Oh yeah, they're waving or honking horns, and you know, used to say hi horn honkers every time they passed by the station when I was on Doherty's, and they'd honk their horn just to hear their horn on the TV, you know, or on the radio or whatever. So yeah, it was an experience. This has been a real good time and a good fun. I've got no regrets on anything, you know, in this life.
Well, amongst the other things, you know, please take this opportunity to thank your sponsors, because everybody knows without sponsors, and the sponsors having not just the financial needs, but the, you know, the emotional and the friendship, first and foremost, that you build, that they have the trust, they respect your audience, they respect you doing what you're doing. And I know that there's been many of your sponsors that have been, you know, really supporting you for decades, 20, even upwards of 30 years.
Oh yeah, and I would like to thank all the sponsors and appreciate their continued support. Like I said, though, this month, December here is my last month on the air after 30 years. And I'm going to try to retire and take it easy, relax. Don't know how much longer I've got, but, you know, what little time you got left, you might as well use it to, you know, enjoy life rather than work for life, you know.
Well, I know you, and I hope you have that opportunity to sign off on the JK show, but please share your aloha to everybody here on this island of Kauai.
Thanks, Dickie, and I do appreciate everybody on this island for watching and supporting the JK show, and in general, just supporting local television, Dickie's show, and all the local shows that are on. That's what makes local TV, and that's what's going to make it continue, hopefully. I mean, Kauai is a real small island, and we've got almost more local TV than Honolulu, you know, as far as, you know, and that makes me real proud to know that I was a part of it, you know, and it's going to continue, I'm sure, even after I'm gone, for sure, to your show, I'm sure. And I appreciate everything everybody's doing to continue local television.
Right on, brother.
Aloha. Thanks, huh? Take care. Happy New Year, Kauai.
Once
Aloha, I'm Barbara Bennett, owner and publisher of the Island's monthly community magazine, For Kauai. Available at newsstands, mailed to you by request, or at the Honolulu and Lihue airports. I invite you to join our local residents and read our stories. All local, all community, all Kauai. Read For Kauai magazine on our website, forkauaionline.com, with more feature stories, videos, daily calendar, and local news that will excite and interest you. Visit us daily, weekly on the web, and monthly in print. Mahalo and aloha.
Captain Andy's sailing. Nobody has more fun. Captain Andy's, the ultimate sailing adventure.
Welcome back, Kauai. You know, very soon when I realized that Mr. James Kennedy, JK, actually was very, very ill and stricken, I had asked my very dear friend, Councilmember Derek Kawakami, and of course, Council Chair Mel Raposo, and I said, can we please share our aloha out to JK? The answer was, in all due respect, you really want to acknowledge somebody if they could get there, but physically JK was not possible to be there. So his very dear friend, our very dear friend, stepping in place to honor and accept the recognition was our very dear friend Katie Beer, and of course cameraman and editor extraordinaire Bruce Smalling. We had an opportunity to go check out the Kauai County Council meeting where JK was acknowledged, and I want to thank our very, very dear friends Jay Robertson, Kaimana, and friends, because they had an opportunity to put together this video on Ho'ike for a very beloved friend JK in front of our Kauai County Council.
You know, one of the benefits of this profession that we're in is we get the opportunity to recognize at moments living legends of Kauai who have contributed so much to our island. And you know, this individual, it would be impossible not to mention him amongst the names such as Mark Valentine or B.B. Choi or Wilma Lee or Ron Wiley or Dickie Chang, without including an individual by the name of James Kennedy, also known and fondly known as JK. And I know that oftentimes we've seen him riding on our highway on his moped, or we've seen him bring a venue to Kauai where we can buy and sell our goods, and I'd say he made it possible before there was any such thing as Craigslist. He helped modernize our radio broadcast system from AM to FM. And I think it's a timely tribute to an individual who, you know, amongst the other names that I've named, you could be in the middle of anywhere USA and hear his voice, and you know exactly who he is. And it's an absolute honor on behalf of this council to be able to recognize JK for his 25 years. I personally can fondly remember watching pig hunting videos and thinking it was absolutely crazy for him to be broadcasting this thing, but it's part of our culture. And I think he knew that. And he wasn't ashamed to hide who we were and what made us different. And so on behalf of the council, it's an absolute honor to be able to pay tribute to him for his accomplishments. We do have some friends and personal, I think what he would consider family, here in the audience that I'd like to bring up to the podium to say a few words on his behalf. So by all means, please, Katie, Dickie, Bruce.
I would like to thank all of you for recognizing JK. It's community television shows the community itself. It represents itself, and it's really important in every community to have a window on itself to see who we are and what we do. And yes, not all of us pig hunt, but it is part of our culture. And to see the kids' fishing contests, and to see all of the sports that he promoted and showed, you know, for years and years. He did all like KIF football and basketball, and all of the families and all of the kids that got recognized because of JK. It's a huge, important part of our community, and I'm really grateful for him for having done that. You know, that it's important in every community to see itself and be reflected, and not just see Hollywood on television. So thank you for recognizing him. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Councilmember Kawakami and Chair Raposo and everybody else getting behind this, because I didn't want to see him fade into the sunset without having any kind of a fanfare, because he is a legend and he's touched a lot of people's lives, you know, generations. So it's an honor. He wished he could be here, and I hope you guys and Kauai can share their aloha to him, because he's a good guy, and he loves Kauai, and that's the main thing. So thank you.
And thank you, and I guess you could say that JK is the original inventor of the selfie, the ultimate selfie king. But you know, you mentioned that he doesn't have family, but in some way, he feels like he's so much a part of our family because he's in our living room all the time. And so JK, if you're watching, we appreciate everything you've done, and we wish you the best. And at this time, I'd like to open the floor to council members who may have some comments. Would anybody like to step up. Councilmember Broom.
Yeah, for JK, I mean, we used to hear him on the radio before when I was young. And then also me, Mel, and Ross did football for him while he used to video and we used to announce for him. So, you know, he is a living legend. You always see him on Channel 6 doing his ads and his advertising. But, you know, JK, we wish you well, and it was fun working with you, and we had a good time. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember, you know, doing football with JK. He was a one-man operation, and, you know, he always had the community at heart. And, you know, he did the high school on Friday night, Pop Warner all day on Saturday, and in between that, he had to do his editing, and, you know, so just a tremendous amount of work, all done by one Superman named JK. And I just want to thank you, JK, for all of your contributions to the island, and more just for sharing your aloha to all other people, because you weren't making a lot of money, and yet you still continued to do it. And yeah, so unbelievable trailblazer.
You know, there's a few voices that I think we all distinctly can recall immediately when you hear it, and I think JK's is one of those voices. He's become a fixture on this island, truly helps to define our community and this island. So if you are watching this, we thank you for your years of contribution to this island, and want to pay tribute for all you've done. Thank you.
When I think of JK, clearly you think of him riding his moped around town. I remember staying up late at night trying to watch for any hunting shows that would come up. I remember seeing all the classifieds he'd have on there. And then of course, you could watch your football game, and he put that on too. So, and then also when I think of JK, I know he always used to feed these pigs on Grove Farm property. Like every day we get reports, oh, some guy's feeding pigs on the property, and then we found out, it's JK or whatever. So JK would always go and feed this group of pigs on our property. But, you know, I just want to thank him for all that he did and wish him well.
Introducing or sponsoring this certificate, and to Katie, Bruce, and Dickie for your stories about JK. He's one of those people that are part of the everyday fabric of our lives, but we don't really take time to say thank you. And so it's so nice that we're able to do this today. And because it is, someone said it's people like JK that really make our community, make it run every day, and also make it the special place it is. So JK, thank you very much for who you are and all you've done for all of us.
Chairman.
Is he watching this today?
Is this live?
Yeah, it's live.
Oh,
right there.
I didn't know
It's
that.
streaming live.
But there'll also be replays. No, there'll be replays.
Yeah, it'll be, I think, by the time they get, but anyway, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll get to see it.
He will.
At some point, so. I don't know where to start. I mean, a lot has been said. JK's, you know, when you talk about the voices, Bill Dolly, somebody mentioned Bill Dolly. That's one I remember sitting at the kitchen table as a little kid, my mom making our lunches, which was typically peanut butter and jelly every day, but that's what it was. And listening to the little radio, AM 720, I believe it was, and the Bill Dolly would, you know, that voice stayed with me. JK is another one. Something about that voice. Dickie, you're not there yet, but, you know, at some point I'm sure they will. I mean, there's been a lot of famous disc jockeys come through here, and Ron Wiley's one of them, but even Ron Wiley, you know, I mean, I remember Ron Wiley from Honolulu, the old days, and they all do a great job, but Bill Dolly and JK, for some reason, stick out in my head. I don't know why. I'm just thinking out loud right now. And then the other thing that comes to mind is the Hurricane Iniki show that he did. Were you filming for him, Bruce?
No, that was Patrick. Patrick did his.
Doherty or something?
Doherty,
Okay.
yeah.
But if you guys
I did a
haven't
different
seen
one.
that,
I did a
it's,
separate one.
it's on YouTube, but you gotta watch that. It's a long one. I mean, I don't know how we got all of that on YouTube, but if you have an opportunity, go watch that, because he's in his studio and he's getting the live, he's calling Sonny Gerardo live, and they're trying to tell him, leave us alone, we're busy, and JK is just hammering and hammering and hammering, and then the next thing, cut to Poi Poo. hey, this is JK, and he's waiting for this hurricane to kill him, you know, and he wants to catch it on video. And he goes through the whole hurricane, and then right after the winds, and then he's on again, and it's just, it's like, but it's almost comical because when he was in the studio, which I believe was his house, he had the little live, you know, like when you watch TV, the live, like he's live. I don't know if it was live. I don't think they streamed video live back then, but it made you believe it was live. Anyway, he just had some awesome shows. I mean, I think back to the guy who found eBay, Facebook. This guy's rich billionaires today, and JK should have been one of those guys. You know, he should have been one of those guys. He created the online classifieds, you know, the online TV shows. He created that stuff, and nobody really appreciated what he had going, and you know, he just wasn't found by the right person that said, hey, we need to buy your idea for $100 billion so we can create this mega online experience. And he just covered everything. I mean, he was like the Dennis Fujimoto in video, you know, he just, wherever you went, he was there. And as Ross said, you know, Ross and I and Arthur later on, and I remember working with JK when it was just JK, and he had some young kids doing stuff, and then they never showed up. He'd call me up, I got to run over there. JK was hurt or sick. After the football game, I got to grab the tape, go to his house, and then he would do the editing, and I don't know how he did it. And then we knew that he wasn't making money. He was doing this for love. Yeah. I think back where he would ask us, you know, well, he wouldn't ask us. We would promote the hell out of that, you know, please help JK. He wants to continue. And he never complained, you know. He just kept doing it, week in, week out, not getting paid. And then the pigs, you know, he had a hip replacement or a knee replacement. I can't remember right now, but he had some kind of replacement that I had to drive him to the football games and to go feed his damn pigs, and he purchased that food. It wasn't slop. He didn't go to the hotels and pick up free slop. He bought the food for these pigs, and the pigs knew him. If you or I, Ross, went over there, pigs attack us. If JK walk up, and they just love JK. That was his pigs, and that thing kept growing, and it's just amazing. And the hunting shows, I remember the hunting shows, he never cared. You know, there was a lot of controversy at one point. How dare you show that on TV? And, you know, he's like, hey, sorry. And I don't know where he came from, Chicago. Where was it? Where? Florida. He didn't care. He was here. He was in Hawaii. It was our culture, and he was going to share it. And you got to respect him for that. So I know he's not watching right now, and I hope he gets to see this. I was saddened to hear that he was ill, and we can only pray for him.
Thank you for recognizing him. He is a legend, and he is a very important part of our community because he shows us ourselves and who we are and how the fabric is woven. And he will be missed. You know, that nobody's going to step up and replace him. He didn't make a living. He lived very frugally, and he loved doing this. He loved Kauai. He loves Kauai. And it is sad that when he finally is able to retire, that he isn't going to be here to enjoy us for very much longer. So, thank you.
Mahalo, council members. After the council meeting, the only thing on the agenda was really to say, hey, anybody available? Let's go check out JK. Guess what? Not one, not two, not three, but all 7 council members visited JK in his hospital bedside there at Wilcox Health.
Hey, can we touch you?
Sure. Good.
DK, how are you?
Yeah, you better. Alive so far.
Oh, man.
Okay. Take my plate. Yeah. All right.
JK!
Hey, Mel.
How you stay, my man?
All right, man.
Huh?
Good. Not so good, but good.
Good. Oh.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Appreciate
You
it.
figure we surprised you?
You did.
We did.
Yeah.
Right on.
I was just.
I know, really. Yeah.
JK, God bless you. We got this certificate. You can still read, huh? I'm going to let you read this on your own, but I think it's more befitting if we just speak from our heart. And I just want to say on behalf of my family and myself, thank you for all the fond memories. We grew up watching your show. I mean, I'm 39 now. You've been 25 years on the air, so you can do the math. But there hasn't been a moment where we haven't flipped through the channels and saw your smile and, you know what I mean, the opportunities you brought to Kauai. And so it's an absolute honor for us to be able to be here today to present you with what we feel is just a small token of our appreciation. But we want to let you know that you're in our prayers, and we've appreciated every single moment and minute that you've shared with all of us on Kauai. So, JK, we love you and we wish you the best. And the whole
It's been
crew
an
is
honor.
here.
It's been an honor to do this. And a privilege. And of course, something I'll never forget. And I really appreciate this.
Well, you see all the comments on the online or on TV tonight when it's on, and I'm gonna make sure Katie reminds you when it's on. But you'll hear a lot of comments from all of us, and just you know, some of the memories. I just don't remember a time that you weren't around. The two voices I remember I said on the floor today was Bill Dolly and JK. That's two voices that are so distinct that you know cannot be replaced. There's no way, nobody gonna step into that shoes, and we just appreciate you so much. We joked about you were ahead of your time. You were, you know, the original eBay or all those online buying and selling sites. That you were the man.
It's a privilege, like I said, and something I'll never forget. And I really do appreciate this.
No, thank you, and again, we pray for you, JK. And we love you very much, the Kauai, and all the people of Kauai. I think we speak for all of them. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Remember when we used to have those exciting basketball games?
Oh, yeah.
The KIF basketball games? And the fans get all excited, they stop jumping, and your camera start shaking. And we gotta tell them, hey, you guys gonna stand around here. You gotta, no jumping. Right?
Yeah.
It's fun, man. Thank you.
Hey, there are times, yeah. Thank you. Thank everybody. Appreciate all the gratitude and everything. And it was a pleasure, like I said, to do this. And a privilege. And I really will always remember this. Thanks for this, too.
Thank you, JK.
Thank you, JK.
Thank you.
Let's party.
Yep. We'll see you.
Thank you, man. With you guys, too.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was real good. Real fun working together.
Okay, JK.
Thank you all once again for helping us to acknowledge our very dear friend, the legendary icon of local television here on the Garden Island, Kauai, Mr. J.K. James Kennedy. And thank you very much to our standing council members there to acknowledge. And by the way, for the record, how cool is that? If I'm not mistaken, the only patient that was visited by all standing council members here in the history of the island of Kauai was Mr. J.K. Enjoy, my brother. We miss you. We're gonna have to take a short break. Don't go away. Follow out. We'll be right back. Thanks, JK. Voila.
Down from the beaches to the highest mountain, different people living as one, in harmony under the sun on the island, in the middle of the sea.
Puakea Golf Course. Call for your tee times today.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Wala'au. As always, we'd like to sincerely thank each and every one of you for watching Wala'au and making us possible week in and week out. Just want to let everybody know, if you please can help to Kokua sponsors. Obviously, it is the sponsors that make Wala'au possible week in and week out. Just want to let everybody know, remember the Zonchins, the Zonta Club, is doing Eat Dessert First. That's going to be happening next week, Tuesday, February 13th. So please help to Kokua. That's going to be happening at the Marriott. You can give me a call. Check this out. You can call me. But remember, eat dessert first. Let's help out the Zonchins here in our garden island, Kauai. It is time for us to hele on. As always, let's all please continue to take care of our families, our friends, the neighbors, the Malahini and the Aina. And we'll check you out next week only on Vala.
Wala'au.